Hey, friends. Well, it's 2025 and it's Start Your Year Off Right from Rhino Records is the recently released cult reissue of the 2001 album Beyond Good and Evil. I had no idea this was coming out. And fortunately, good pal of mine who works at the local record store here in Thunder Bay, Sunrise, his name's Kevin. I just happened to go in that Friday when I think it was the 31st of the month. And he said, "Hey, Deke, have you seen this out on the racks yet?" And I was like, "No." He got two copies and he pulled one for himself. And he said, "There's one there out in the rack." So I ran over and grabbed it. And I did not see this coming. And I am so psyched that it's been reissued. I mean, this is the cult back in 2001. I mean, they had that 6 year break from 94 when they shut it down. Billy and Ian went and did their own things. And, I think Ian was doing the Doors and Billy was in a band with Mike Peters from The Alarm, and he was doing some stuff and whatnot. But I guess, money talks, business wise. They wanted to make some cash. So, they got Matt Sorum back. And, Matt Sorum, he did the Cult Sonic Temple tour back in 89. Then, of course, he went off to Guns N' Roses. And, they gave Matt a call up and they had a couple of bass players that they used on this album. And what we have is 12 epic cult tracks. And I have to say, it's a mixed bag of the cult rock sound, and it incorporates modern sounds. It's grungy, it's trashy, it's noisy. And to be totally honest, Bob Rock, good old Bob Rock, the producer, he took all those elements down a blender and boof, out came Beyond Good and Evil. And over time, it's become one of my favorite cult albums. And you know what? No two cult albums ever sound alike. I mean, think back to their label debut of the Love album from 1985. I mean, 2 years later, they go street rock with Electric. 2 years after that, in '89, they go arena rock with Sonic Temple. 92 Ceremony came out. That maybe is as close as a follow-up to Sonic Temple you get. They were kind of sticking with that big bombastic arena sound. But then in 94, they shifted gears, and like they did on Sonic Temple, they hooked up with Bob Rock and they did a very experimental album. It had Star on it and Coming Down. Such a great album. And if you haven't checked it out, check that one out. I should actually do a review on it. And so come 2001, Billy and Ian grab a bass player, grab Matt Sorum, they head into the studio, and they start, smashing out these tunes. And what I can say is, you notice a different vibe right off the hop with the opening track, War, in quotations, the process. And, the Sonics are just amazing. And, they go into songs like The Saint, it just rips your head off at the start, with the power chords and Asbury's trademark tambourines. And speaking of Ian Astbury, it's got a great album. I mean, just listen to the first single that came off at Rise. I mean, I love how he just shifts gears in the verses from his Ian Astbury vibe to almost like a clear voice. And then he ramps it up during the chorus. And Take the Power, just starts off with, some noisy thunder, and then the verses are crisp and clear, and the chorus, just takes off. And same with Breathe, it builds around Billy Duffy's guitar. Same with Nico, which is almost a modern cult rock track. And one of the pleasant surprises on this record, which is really, really neat, is American Gothic. I mean, what an opening for the first 12 seconds. It's like industrial. It's like, and it's like, what are these guys doing? But you know what? That's what they're doing. They're pushing their sound. And in regards to pushing their sound, if you're worried about this and that, don't worry, man. Billy Duffy is still the street king of riff rock. I mean, that guy dials out a ton of great opening riffs. I mean, obviously, like I mentioned a few seconds ago, Rise. You know, same with like Breathe. You know, all these songs, they all start off with the riff, and Billy builds, and everybody just joins and goes along with him. You know, what is it now? Shape the Sky is another real solid rip roaring rock track, and you know they don't really ease their foot off the gas pedal on this record. Like they're just going like super freaking hardcore, and it's just like such a great album. And I mean, you know, even the last song on the album, My Bridges Burn, I mean, it just lifts out of the gate as well. And I mean, it doesn't end on a mellow note. It just ends like with this bam. And you know, it's so good. And I'm so glad that they actually reissued this. And I'm going to show it to you right now. They did a really good job on this. And I have to add that, you know, when they came to Thunder Bay a few months back, they played War and Rise from this record, which was really cool. So it's not like they've forgotten about it. You know, they were doing their 84-24 tour and basically a greatest hit set. But, you know, they played War, and that was, I don't think, ever a single. So good on them. So here is the record. There you go. Now, as you can see, it's 3 sides. I'm never big on 4 sides when bands do the etch a sketch. You know, it's just like the etching thing. I just throw in some bonus tracks, remixes, live tracks. There's material, but this is the Cult. This is Beyond Good and Evil. So I'm totally letting it pass. And there you go. You get the lyrics, you get a band shot, you get where it's recorded. They even wrote a song with Mick Jones from Foreigner and on Breathe, and Speed of Light. They co-wrote, Ian and Billy, being that they co-wrote Speed of Light with Bob Rock. So, you know, he even had his hands in the cookie jar as far as songwriting goes. So here we go with the red first 2 sides, red vinyl. There you go. Pretty slick looking vinyl. And yeah, it's really a nice looking package. And if you can get your hands on it, definitely grab it. If you're a Cult fan, add it to the collection. Because I had to steal my buddy T-Bone's CD after we saw the show. I said, I can't find mine. Do you have yours? And he says, yeah, my CD's player's broken, so you can have it. And I thought, that's a score. And now it comes out on vinyl. Sweet. So here is, there you go. There's side 3, the translucent green. And I don't think you can you see the Cult symbol in there somehow? I don't know. Sorry, man. I'm never good at doing this kind of stuff. But bottom line is, you come across this, your record shop, and you're in the vinyl, grab it. You will not be disappointed, friends. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you back in a few weeks with another review here at the Distortion Den. I'm Deke, and signing off for now. Cheers, folks.